Hello, my name is Bob Beal, master plumber for 40 years, believe it or not. I hate to admit my age. I'm here today to share my journey and story of life that I've been through and where I'm headed with you. I've invited my service manager, Charles Ball, to come here and ask some questions and possibly conduct an interview to educate you and educate the world on what plumbing knowledge that I have. And any questions about plumbing, we can learn together.
My name is Charles Ball. I am the service manager for Mr. Reuter Plumbing. I've been with Bob here for about 8 years, a little over 8 years now. And just growing, learning things, teaching the plumbers that we have on staff here how to become better plumbers and how to service our particular area. And like Bob said, he's gonna teach you maybe how to do some things. We can't reach the whole world right now, but we can at least do it through this format.
We've been in business 25 years. Previous to owning and operating this Mr. Reuter franchise, I had a mom and pop company in Cleveland from about 94 through 99. I had the opportunity to sell it to a consolidator in 99. The whole process was a learning curve. I use an analogy that's when I got my MBA, when I worked for a corporation for 9 months. Lord knows that I don't fit in a corporate environment that well. We have approximately 50 employees here. Charles oversees the service division. We have 2 buildings. We're located in Cranberry Township on 1.75 acres.
I think what I'm interested in, what everyone is interested, is kind of your background, how you got into plumbing. I know your dad, Gene, was a plumber. You got started there. I want to hear about you a little bit. How did you get here?
Physically, I came in a little spaceship from a planet called Kryptonite, and it had an SP on it for Super Plumber. So no, I was born in the late '60s. Technology obviously was not what it is today. I was born totally blind, had congenital cataracts in both eyes. A lot of people are timid to ask that question, and I have no problem sharing it with you. Back in the '60s, when they took cataracts out of a person, they actually, I vaguely remember being tied in a bed as a toddler or infant, and then removing cataracts. And back then they didn't install lenses, so that's why I don't have lenses. My pupils are real small. They didn't install lenses back in the '60s because they weren't perfected yet. Nowadays, cataracts is an outpatient. Originally, when I was born, the doctors local to where I was born told my mom and dad there's nothing we could do. And one of the characteristics that I received from my dad is persistency. My dad said, I'm not taking that for an answer. So he immediately got a hold of Rainbow Babies and Children in Cleveland, Ohio, and went to a ophthalmologist there named Dr. Thomas. At the time, Dr. Thomas was an older man, and he removed my cataracts. And I seen him for probably the next 10 years until he retired. This eye is totally shot, and this eye is 20 over 125. Don't drive, have never driven a vehicle.
So you were born completely blind,
Yes.
And they were able to restore some sight.
Yes.
I don't think I knew that about you, Bob. I thought you had limited sight always, but you were completely blind, and they were able to
Yes.
restore some vision to you. And in spite of that, you became a master plumber in Cleveland?
So my first test I tested was state of Ohio.
Okay.
In, I think, 94. But actually the very first sewer I ever snaked was at a cemetery in Geneva, Ohio.
This with your dad, Gene.
Yep.
Where plumbing started in the family.
Yep. Well, he was actually out of town, and the guy that takes care of the little building in the office, his name was Ty Fowler, called, and the sewer was backed up in the little garage where they keep the tractor. So I went out there myself. Actually, my mom drove, went out there, and I snaked that sewer. So right around 1984 was the first sewer I ever snaked on my own.
The sign you have up in your office here, is that your dad's plumbing?
It is.
Since 1905.
Well,
what is that? What's 1905 on that sign?
So this sign guy, he was kind of an eccentric individual. His name was Bob King. So my dad originally had a wooden sign on 2 6x6s, and it was hand painted. This guy was a phenomenal artist, and he came up with the idea, we're going to put 1905 on the sign, and people will think that's what year we started plumbing. Well, it was a pretty good ploy. People did think that's when he started. But 1905 actually happened to be the address.
The address. That's a little tactic, a little sneaky tactic.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. You're in Cleveland. How do you get to Pittsburgh?
So in '94, I started the mom and pop shop again. Got it up to 6-8 trucks. Again, it was a huge educational curve. I learned plumbing, fortunately, in those years, but learning business was a whole another process. Learning what a balance sheet is and financial statements. 2000, I was approached by a company called Service Master, who owns ARS Rescue Rooter. They bought my shop in Cleveland, and I had a no-compete. So when looking around, I was taught, my ex-wife and I both had elderly parents that we wanted to be near. So we looked at Columbus and we looked at Pittsburgh, and we chose Pittsburgh. It was a hair closer than Columbus to where our family was from. The timing was right for when the phone books come out. Back in 1999 and 2000, you just placed ads in the phone book and your phones rang.
With Google and everything today, it's advertising, marketing, it's a whole different animal today. But yeah, back then you anteed up and got the whole full truck and got the big ads and the spines on the phone books, and I know that kind of started this and jumped this off.
Double truck ad, 2-page ad kick-started this.
This is now 25 years later.
Yep.
And I can tell you, we've grown in leaps and bounds, especially over the past 5-10 years. It's just been growing. And a big part of that is just the knowledge that you bring. Coming, with the vision impairment and what you had to go through just to become a master plumber. Obviously, having 20/20 vision would be nice for anything. But in spite of that, you overcame it. You became a master plumber. You started what we're doing here. And the knowledge you're able to bring in and impart is amazing. And despite anything that this world has thrown at you, you've strived and thrived.
I actually do use the tools, and I'm real. I'm honest. I'm a little afraid of a few things. Little, grinders that fly around. I'm a little bit gun shy of. But overall, I'll use about any tool put in front of me. I even get my jollies off loading and unloading backhoes once in a while. I try to move dirt in them, but that's not where I'm best used. But I actually do love doing service plumbing.
And definitely, Bob is out in the field. Obviously, you can't drive yourself, but you get there and you're doing the work and you're teaching plumbers in the field.
I really enjoy taking somebody that knows nothing about plumbing and teaching them plumbing. What a person can accomplish is amazing when they put their mind to it. I'm big into motivational speakers. I've invested a lot of money in Tony Robbins, John Maxwell, Patrick Lencioni. Napoleon Hill wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. It's probably one of the most valuable books you'll ever read, and it's a real easy read.
If you put your mind to something, you can do it. If you can do it, anyone out here can do it. Hey, it's awesome always, Bob, sitting with you.
Thank you, Charles. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time.
And I look forward to seeing where we go with this.